Namaste, welcome to Service Fashion Studio. I'm Savita. In this class, let's see what are interfacings. Interfacing is a material used to provide support, structure, and shape in a garment wherever needed. It's usually used in necklines, cuff, placket, collar, waistband, etc. It can also be used in appliques and also in some fabrics to prevent fraying. We keep meeting experts in this fashion field to gain knowledge about different aspects of garment construction, and whenever I get some useful or interesting information, I always love to share it with you. Here I have samples of few different interfacing. This is from the German brand Wendler, which is also now manufactured in India. Usually interfacings are in white, off-white, charcoal and black color. Light color interfacing is used with light colored fabrics and dark colored interfacings are used with darker color fabrics. Broadly, we can categorize interfacings into oven, non-oven and stretchy. Oven interfacing is similar to fabric. It has grain lines, and stretchy interfacing stretches. It could be either two-way or four-way. It is normally used with stretch or knitted fabrics. In all these kinds, you will get different thickness and stiffness. For example, if you see here, these are all oven. You see this is soft, whereas this is stiff. Again, there is fusible and non-fusible. Fusible means there is glue on one side of the interfacing which sticks to the fabric when pressed with hot iron, and non-fusible, or it's also called sew-in interfacing, has to be sewn to the wrong side of the fabric. Now, how do you find out if your interfacing is fusible or non-fusible? Fusible interfacing will have a shiny side, which is the glue side, or when you run your finger on one of the sides, it may feel rough and bumpy, that is the glue side. And non-fusible will be same on both sides. Another question I normally face is which interfacing to select. You would need to choose the interfacing based on the fabric and the project you're working on. Lightweight interfacings are used with delicate fabrics, and medium to heavyweight interfacing is used with medium to heavyweight fabrics. General rule is interfacing that you use should be similar to your fabric, but again it would depend on the project that you're working on. And yet another question is when not to use the fusible interfacing. You can use fusible interfacing in most of your projects, but if your fabric has a lot of embellishments or it's difficult to iron your fabric, then it's good to go for a non-fusible interfacing. And also on some fabrics the glue in the interfacing may not bond well. Even in such cases you may have to go for non-fusible interfacing. Usually interfacing manufacturers provide the temperature and pressure guidelines for each of the interfacing, and it's important to follow those specifications because if we don't do it right, we may face some problems. I'll just show you one of the examples here. Now if you see this collar, you can see wrinkles in the fabric. This happens because the interfacing is not fused properly, either because of not following the temperature guideline or the pressure, or it can also be because of the low quality interfacing. So this is one of the problems that you can face. Just for you to know the difference, this is perfect without any wrinkling. And normally in the shirt placket we need to use a thinner interfacing. Here I should have used a little more thinner interfacing because when you wear and sit, it kind of stands in this way, it doesn't go with the flow of the body. So that should not happen. If the interfacing is stiff, this can happen. So these are minor issues. To get perfection, it's very important to use the right interfacing. This is yet another interfacing. You may not be able to make out the difference on camera, but it has glue on one side and the other side has a raised finish or brushed finish. It feels very soft like fleece. This is normally used when you want the stiffness but you want to retain the softness. For example, it is used here. If you see here, this is jersey fabric. It has given it the stiffness but also has retained the softness of the fabric. This is used when you want to retain the softness of the fabric, and in case you want more stiffness but if you don't have the thicker, you can always use 2 layers of the thinner interfacing. All these interfacings can be bought on our website servicefashionstudio.com. Earlier I spoke about lightweight, medium and heavyweight interfacings. I just want to show you some examples so that you get a better idea. Now if you see here, these are shirt collars. These 4 are of casual shirts. That is, lightweight interfacing is used. If you see here, it's soft and the fall of the collar. This is how it would be when the shirt is worn also. And if you see these three, these are for smart casuals. The interfacing used is medium weight. It's not very stiff, but it is more stiffer than casuals. And if you see these are for formals. It is very stiff. It's crisp and firm, and that's how it should be. So according to the need, the interfacing is chosen. Now I'll just demonstrate how to fuse the interfacing on the fabric on my iron as well as the fusing machine, which is mainly used for sublimation printing, but I found that it fuses the interfacing well to the fabric, so I'll show it on that as well. So I've cut 3 strips of this printed satin here, and I've taken 3 strips of fusible interfacing of different weights. This is a very light weight, this is of medium weight, and this is heavy weight. You'll just see the difference. Now the iron has been heating. The recommended temperature is above 150 degrees. This is a professional iron. We tested in this and also the domestic iron, and it gives that much temperature, so this is fine. And the recommended time is around 15 to 20 seconds. So I'll iron it from the fabric side, and I'm placing the fusible interfacing. The one I'm using here is the polyester interfacing. So as it says 15 to 20 seconds, at one place you will need to place it for that duration. Maybe I can keep it this way. And you need to put some pressure. In garment manufacturing units, there are big machines which fuses the interfacing to the fabric, which will put equal pressure all over the fabric. Now lift and place it in another place where you want it to be fused. Use steam while ironing only if recommended by the manufacturer. Now you can also turn and again press. I have kept it to highest temperature. Now after ironing, just leave it to cool for a minute or two. Till this cools off, I'll do the other one. I'm doing the next one. So this one, I'll not give the same pressure or duration. I'll just do it slightly faster and see how it sticks. Here I've fused well. Here I'll just do it slightly just to show you what happens when you don't fuse it properly. So on the reverse, I'm ironing only this half part. Now same fabric, different weight interfacing. This was a soft test and you can see how it is. It has given little body to the fabric, but it's still flowy and similar to the original fabric. This was medium. You can see there is little more stiffness than this, and this was the stiffest. It's become the most stiff. Now let's see if the interfacing has properly fused to the fabric. Try to peel it. If you are able to effortlessly peel or remove the interfacing, that means it is not bonded well with the fabric. Now when I try to peel, I am able to remove this, but then the fabric is getting damaged and I have to put a lot of pressure to peel this. So that means the bonding is good. There is a gauge to find if the bonding is good. In garment manufacturing units, they have a device to see if the bonding is good. So if you're finding it difficult to peel, that means the bonding is good. So this will work. Another thing you need to know is just check the fabric. If you see some spots or the glue seeping in from the fabric, that means this interfacing is not suitable for this fabric, or fusible interfacing is not suitable for this fabric. In such case, you can use non-fusible interfacing. Let me try this as well. Even this is difficult to remove, so it's good. Now here one side I had put more pressure and kept it for longer while ironing, and the other side I had kept it for a little less time. So let's just see. This much came off easily because I had kept it folded so that we'll try to pull. This bonding is good enough. I have to really pull it apart to remove. Now let's see this side. You see this? Here the pressure was little less and I kept it for lesser time, So if the fusing comes off so easily, that means it's no good, and you will see the same problem that I showed in the shirt earlier, wrinkling in the fabric. So you need to make sure the interfacing is nicely bonded with the fabric. Just for sharing the knowledge, I'll also show how a gauge is used to see the bonding of the interfacing with the fabric. I'll also show fusing with my heat press machine. This machine I usually use for sublimation printing, but I see that it fuses the interfacing well, and also we can do multiple pieces together. So just let's see how we can fuse the interfacing with this machine. I've already set the temperature above 150 degrees. I've set the time to 19 seconds. So in this machine, the heat is only from the top. There is no heat here. Now I've cut few strips of fabric and interfacing. I'm placing this interfacing with the glue side to the wrong side of the fabric. So we can fuse all this together. Now once the time is up, it will beep and then we can remove. Now let it cool for a while and then we'll check the bonding. The advantage of a heat press machine was that the bonding seems to have happened evenly because of the even pressure and temperature. Now in garment manufacturing units, they also have a machine to check the bond strength before actually going ahead with the manufacturing of the garment. Now I have a small device here which is called Peel Bond Strength Tester. It is used to test the bonding of the interfacing with the fabric. Now all this may not make sense in home sewing, but if you're running a small manufacturing unit or a boutique and you have been facing issues as discussed earlier in the video regarding interfacings, this may help. Now let's see how to test the bond strength using this device. I'm showing all this just for your information as I find it interesting. So I've made small slits here to insert it here. Now make sure both the needles are pointed to 0. You can turn this and then hold it here and try to peel this. So it has stopped here. I'm putting all the pressure while pulling this. Now check where this needle is pointing. So if you see here, the black needle is pointing at 2.4 kg. I'm told it should be minimum 1 kg. That is, this needle should show above 1 kg, which shows that the bond strength is good. For higher GSM interfacing or heavyweight interfacing, it should be above 1.5 kg. So this is good. It shows 2.4. Now before testing, always bring it back to 0. So let's test this polyester fusing also. So if you see here, this is getting damaged as I pull. That itself shows that the bonding is good, and also here it shows 1.8. Thanks for watching this video. For more online classes and quality sewing tools, please visit our website servicefashionstudio.com. See you soon in the next class. Until then, happy sewing.